Good morning. We are back for part 2 of the Jose Morales trial that's been going on. They are soon to be wrapping up with it. I think it will probably go like 1 or 2 more days. We haven't seen a lot of it, but what we are doing is watching when he took the stand. So he's accused of killing his girlfriend, and his 1 or 2-year-old daughter is missing. So it's not good. I have part 1 of what we watched in the description. So if you didn't see that and you want to follow along, go to that and come back to this. Exactly where that one ends, this one picks back up. We're going to go ahead and get into it. We have a lot of trials and things to talk about coming up. So let's do this now. If I have time, we'll do the final day he was on the stand, and that's when the prosecutors really went after him. But we have Lori Vallow today, but we have a little bit of time for that. Karen Reed is tomorrow. Time is flying. So I'm going to get this set up, and either at the end of this video or the next live I'm on, which will be right after this, I'll go over all the things and all what we're going to try to cover. Okay, putting myself in the corner. As always, let me know if you need the sound up or down.
Myrtle.
Okay. Now you're going to testify in regard to what occurred at 6.5 Myrtle. Would that assist you to go ahead in your testimony to the jury?
Yes.
Is that why you prepared this document?
Yes.
So that you could reference it?
Yes.
Okay. And now I'm going to show you what's also been marked as Exhibit U as an under. Okay. Could you take a look at that, sir?
Yes.
What does that depict?
The area around 6.5 Myrtle Ave.
Okay. And that's the streets that surround 6.5 Myrtle?
Yes.
Where you've been testifying and you're about to testify. You were on in the morning of December 1st.
Yes.
And it shows the side streets, correct?
That's correct.
Objection, Your Honor. He's leading the witness.
It's a proffer.
I understand what it is, but he should still be creating his own foundation.
Attorney Stein, are you done with the proffer?
I would just all right, Mr. Morales, does the map area that you created, does that show the side streets?
It does.
And would that also help you testify in front of the jury here?
Yes, it will.
Okay. And in regard to the directions north, south, east, and west, where did you get those designations?
From a Connecticut atlas.
From an
map.
atlas?
Yeah.
Okay. And they both would help you testify?
Yes, they will.
Okay. I have no other questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Attorney Stein,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you wish to be heard?
Oh, I thought that you were about to say something.
No,
I
I'm
apologize. All right. With regard to demonstrative evidence, Your Honor, it has to be a fair and accurate representation of what it portrays or conveys. It needs to be helpful or necessary to make the witness's testimony understandable to the trier of fact. It has to have a reasonable tendency to prove or disprove a material fact, to shed some light upon its materiality. And to this extent, we have 100 pictures of the inside of 6.5 Myrtle Street in evidence in this case, as well as several maps that were introduced through various witnesses with regard to camera locations, as well as other things along that line. To start to admit this self-drawn, self-serving demonstrative evidence, I do not believe that this is going to lend any substantial assistance to the jury in any of these issues.
All right, so Attorney Stein, those are the state's exhibits. This is the defendant's case. The defendant's testifying. He indicated it would help and assist his testimony to the jury. He also indicated what was purported to be displayed in those diagrams, I acknowledge they're not to scale. That's subject to cross-examination. Also, he indicated that they represent that area as he believes it to be, and they represent also authentically the inside of that apartment. So for those reasons, and the reasons that those items can be cross-examined relative to scale and any inaccuracies you believe are depicted in those particular exhibits, I'm going to allow the exhibits to come in as full exhibits.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. All right, I'll take those back, Mr. Morales, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Attorney Governor. Why don't we mark them as full now? Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm going to be using the 911 call
Okay.
just so the court's aware, so we're going to have some technical.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
What are the letters of those, please?
Your Honor, the inside of the apartment is D as in David,
Okay,
and the street map
Yes.
is U as in under.
okay. All right, so court has accepted into evidence as full D and U on behalf of the defense. We'll call the jury, I'll bring the jury in, please. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Counsel, please stipulate to the return of our jurors.
Stipulate to the present, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Gavin, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Okay, Mr. Morales, I believe where we left off, you indicated that you had gone outside to smoke. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you indicated that you were smoking PCP at that time.
I was.
Objection, Your Honor, again. He's, at this point, we're restating the testimony.
Okay, overruled. We took a break, counsel. You may continue.
I did.
You were smoking PCP.
I did, yes.
Okay, and what effect did the PCP have on you?
Well, it made me lose my focus. I got blurry, disoriented. I lost my balance. I couldn't see clear.
Okay. And then you said, I believe we left off that you had testified that you went back into the apartment. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and you went into the bathroom area. And I think that's where we left off, Your Honor. Okay, great. Sir, I'm going to show you two exhibits that have been marked as full exhibits. One is the, Exhibit D as in David, and one is Exhibit U. So we just take a second here, okay?
All right.
Okay. Your Honor, for the record, I'm going to publish Exhibit D as in David.
Fine.
Okay. Mr. Morales, can you see that exhibit?
Yes, I can.
D as in David? Can
Yes.
you tell us who made that diagram?
I did.
Okay, and where did you do that?
It's of 6.5 Myrtle Ave.
6.5 Myrtle Ave.
Yes.
Can you just, I want you to describe, go slow, describe for us what is depicted in the exhibit.
All right. So we have the outside deck in the front, the walkway in. You got the screen door, the door. Then you got a little towel area. That's where you put your stuff before you get into the open living space.
All right, so just 1 second, just if you could look at the monitor. You said the deck area, correct?
Yes.
And you said there was a doorway,
Yes.
and there was a screen door and a secure door, correct?
That's correct.
And then a tile area?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we go into the living area.
Okay, is that over here?
Yes.
All right. What else is depicted?
Then we have a closet right in the upper corner. Well, right next to the towel. That's the closet. Yep. Then we have the kitchen,
Okay,
and it's like an island with the stove in the middle.
okay, in the kitchen area?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then we have the dresser that I placed there to kind of make an illusion of a bedroom.
Okay, is that where it says room?
No, right in the middle above the bed.
Oh, I see, yes, I'm sorry.
You see the dress? Yes, yes.
Okay, so just so the record's clear, in the sort of middle of the middle of the diagram, it says bureau, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you were referring to.
Yes.
Okay, yep. What else is
Then we have the room that you just pointed in.
this one?
Yes.
In the top left-hand corner.
And we have the laundry room next to the bedroom area.
Okay, was that over here, sir?
Yes. You have the dryer and the washer in there.
D and the W,
Yes.
okay,
And the bathroom.
okay. And what was in the bathroom?
The bathroom, we have the tub, the toilet, the sink, and a little dresser where we put the towels and stuff like that.
Okay. And sir, there are indications on the outside. Do you see this?
Yes, that's where West Street is at.
Okay. Is that the side street? from
Yes.
6th Myrtle?
That's the side street.
And how about on the top portion?
That's Cottage Avenue. That's the one that is behind 6.5 Myrtle. That's the one to the garage.
Your Honor, I'm now going to publish Exhibit U as an under. All right, Mr. Morales, I want to go slow here again. You see Exhibit U?
Yes.
See that up on?
It's upside down.
That better?
Yep, there you go.
All right, so let's start with the easy thing. Can you tell me where 6.5 Myrtle is?
It's right in the middle, right there. Yes,
Is that, and that's the residence that Christine was residing in?
yes.
That you referred to? Okay, and what street runs in front of 6.5 Myrtle? Sorry, which one? Poorly worded. What street runs in front of the address 6.5 Myrtle Avenue?
Myrtle Avenue.
Okay, and then does Myrtle Avenue continue along?
Yes,
All right, now, there are diagrams here. It says 2, 6, 6.5. Can you identify that for the jury?
yes. Those are the next door houses.
Okay, next door neighbors.
Yes,
All right, and how about this designation here, Judson Place?
that's the street to the side of the house next to 2
Okay.
Myrtle Ave.
All right, and 6.5 Myrtle, was that contained between Judson Place and West Street?
It is.
Okay, and you can access Myrtle Avenue by going down Cottage, correct?
Yes,
And you can go up Judson, correct?
yes.
And you can make a right on Myrtle,
Yeah, yes.
and you can circle around and come back down on West,
That's correct.
and you can either go straight onto Mott Street or you can turn on Cottage.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So let's go back. Let's go back to you at the apartment on Sunday morning, 12/1. Okay, do you need any of these diagrams?
Yes, that one.
This
Yes.
one? Okay, let's put this up. I want you to tell, and Your Honor, just for the record, that's Exhibit D as in David.
Thank you.
I want you to go slow, and I only want you to tell us what you observed. You went back into the apartment and tell us in your own words what you personally observed.
All right, so I went from the deck into the apartment, and I went into the bathroom, and I was sitting right on the toilet, looking out the window towards the front of the house. From across the street, I saw movement first, and then I saw 2 individuals walking on the sidewalk across the street
On what street?
on Myrtle Avenue.
Okay.
One of the individuals started walking across the street towards the apartment, and he did a bit of a jog towards the apartment.
Okay.
When I saw that, warning signs and bells and alarms started running through my head.
What action did you take after you made that observation?
My first intention was to
No.
run.
What did you do? Just tell us. You saw it, made that observation. What did you do?
Well, I tried to work my way out the bathroom to close the front door, but because I was so intoxicated, I couldn't really move. So I made it to where the bureau is at, around that area, in the little kitchen area, right in between. I made it to like right here, right in
Okay,
between
let me just. We have to put this on the record, Mr. Morales.
Yes,
The bathroom area is over here.
yes.
Okay, and you came out.
So I stumbled my way out the bathroom
Okay.
and made it to right where the bureau is at, next to the up the corner, yeah, but up by the kitchen.
Okay. There.
No, a little bit above that.
A little bit above that.
Yeah, a little bit more, right there, around right there.
All right, so just so the record, you've indicated on the exhibit, it says bureau, and then there's the kitchen area, correct?
Yes,
All right, and you were between the bureau and the kitchen area?
yes.
Okay, and what steps did you take next?
Well, because I was so intoxicated that I couldn't do what I really wanted to do. I went in my pocket, I grabbed my phone, and I dialed 911.
Okay, let's just stop there. Your Honor, we're going to play Exhibit 162 at this juncture with the court's permission.
That's fine.
Mr. Morales, can you identify whose voice is on State's Exhibit 162?
Yes, that's my voice.
That's you calling 911?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What number Myrtle? What number house on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? What number? Hello? 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 Hello?
Thank you. Mr. Morales, you hear a female voice in the background. Can you identify for the jury whose voice that was?
That's Christine's voice.
Okay, so just tell us in your own words. You said you got your cell phone, you called 911, and what happened with Christine?
Well, Christine was sitting on the bed. She was watching TV.
Okay, all right,
So she had no idea what was going on.
okay,
Objection calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay.
Just hold on a moment. Let me just strike that part of the response that said she had no idea what was going on. Thank you.
all right. Did you have a conversation with Miss Holloway at that point?
No,
Okay. Did she come over and talk on the phone
no.
in the background?
She was talking to me.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay, okay. There's no question that's Miss Holloway's voice at that point,
Yes.
correct? All right, all right. Now, you made the 911 call. I want you to go very, very slow for me now, okay?
Okay.
Tell us what happened next, what your observations were, what happened next.
So I called 911. I don't know how much time went by. Seconds. I felt hit. I got hit on the right side of my face. I lost my balance. I already had no balance to begin with. I lost my balance. I fell. I tried to lean on the little kitchen island, I couldn't get to it because I was not that close to it. So I fell. I got on my floor, on my knees and my hands, and I got hit right around my chest area. I stood there, laid out on the floor, high, extremely in a daze from I had just finished smoking a blunt. So at the same time, I'm listening, but I'm on the floor and I can hear that there's a struggle going on in the bed area. There's a fight. I hear screams. At the same time, I hear that somebody leaves their apartment. I see that somehow Christine got away from whoever it is that she was fighting with and tried to run out the apartment to go after the guy that left the apartment with Vanessa. The guy that she was struggling with was chasing her. Can you put the diagram? Yeah.
What do you want to say?
The one inside the apartment.
You want to see the
The
map?
other one. The one that's over there. Yeah, that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. So this is Exhibit D.
Yes.
Okay. You can use this if you want to explain. Thank you.
So from the little kitchen area right there, the kitchen island, that's where I was at in the living room
Okay.
area. And I hear the struggle going on in the bed area.
This is notated the bed over here.
Yes. I'm on the floor. Over there by the kitchen island. And I hear that somebody leaves the apartment first while Christine is still struggling by the bed area.
Okay.
She gets away from the person that she's struggling with and run towards the outside.
Towards the door area.
Yeah, towards the door area.
Okay. Where it says
But-
hold on. Where it says entrance.
Yes, but she doesn't get that far.
Okay.
She gets to in between the carpet and the tiles.
All right.
And
Just go slow. Hold on. There's a checkerboard.
that's the tiles.
Hold on. Just hold on. I know you're anxious to
All right, okay.
Okay. In the front of the doorway, was that area tiled?
Yes,
Okay. Right up to the end of the closet and the bathroom?
yes,
Correct?
yes, correct.
And what about in the center area of the living room? Was that tiled?
No, that's carpet.
All right. Okay. Now, we're oriented. Go ahead. You continue what you saw.
So I'm on the floor. Christine running towards the outside of the apartment. She either tripped or collapsed. By the half of her body's on the towel, the other half of the body's on the carpet.
Half of her body was on the tiled area by the doorway and half
Yes.
on the carpet area.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy that's running behind her stops and hits her with a crowbar. He gets up, he start pacing. Bitch, you scratched me. That's what he says.
I'm sorry, objection to what he said.
Sustained. All
Can't
right.
testify to somebody else.
Again, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am just going to strike that portion of the response which said, I believe, quote, something about striking me or bitch something.
Right.
All right, so whatever was said, please strike from your notes if you have them. Thank you.
Okay. So, the gentleman.
So
Hold on. I know you're anxious. The gentleman is still there, Christine is there, and you're there, correct?
yes.
Okay. And just in your own words, what happened next?
So he hits her first, one time. He gets up. He's paced. He's angry and he's cussing out. He hits her 2 more times. As he's hitting her, I'm still on the floor. I see that when he's pulling, he got a crowbar in his hand. I see the crowbar. When he's pulling back, stuff is just pouring out of Christine's head and splashing all over the place. I tried to do something, but I can't because I'm stuck. I'm PCP and I'm stuck. So
What does stuck mean?
I couldn't move. I was in the verge of passing out, of blacking out on the PCP. The same thing that happened to me the Friday night when I.
Let's get back to here. Okay, you were stuck. What happened next?
So the only thing that I can do is scream. I try to scream, stop. He looks at me. He points at Christine with the crowbar, and he said,
Objection.
Being offered, Your Honor, it's being offered for the effect it had on the hearing. There's an exception. that is
Objection, Your
applicable
Honor.
here.
It's self-serving, completely self-serving.
All right, so I don't know what the statement is going to be,
I understand.
but
I didn't want to have that.
that's all right. I'm going to ask the jury just to step out for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. This is good.
Thank you. All right, counsel, the witness was just about to say someone said something. You're claiming a hearsay objection, or that you're not entering it for the truth of the matter, or it's the effect on the listener. I am getting the sense from the state that they feel it's too prejudicial to be heard in front of the jury. What is the statement that is anticipated here?
What year the witness? just
Sure.
said. Okay. Now, to the point where we just stopped, Mr. Morales, okay?
yes,
Keep your voice
Yeah.
up, okay? You said the individual said something to you, correct?
yes.
And what was it that was said to you?
He's pointing at Christine with the crowbar. He's looking at me. He said to me that if I call police, the same thing will happen to your daughter. And
That's what he said. That's the offer, Your Honor. And where it's relevant is in regard to what effect it had on him in regard to calling the police.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
So in other words, it's not being offered for the truth of the matter. However, you're telling me that the effect is basically the rest of his testimony is going to be that he didn't call the police because of that statement.
What effect it had on him in regard
Okay.
to his.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Does the state wish to be heard on that?
Yeah, Your Honor, it's completely self-serving. He's already testified that he
Well,
was.
it's not being claimed as hearsay. It's being claimed not for the truth of the matter. It's being claimed for the effect that it had on Mr. Morales. Jury will be given a limited instruction.
There was already testimony with regards to him being stuck and he couldn't do anything. So now we're offering a non-hearsay statement to show that what effect it
Attorney
had on him.
Durso, this is the defendant's testimony. It's subject to cross-examination. The proffer is that it's going to be stated that that's why he didn't call the police. That shows an effect on the listener, so I will allow it.
I would ask for an eliminating instruction then with regards to the statement.
Of course.
Thank you.
We can bring the jury back in. Thank you.
No, not it.
Please stipulate to the return of the jurors.
Yes, Your Honor.
Stipulated presence.
All right. Attorney Gavin, I'll allow you to have your client complete that particular part of his answer, and then I will provide a limiting instruction to the jury. So please stop at that point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Morales, just one question to answer. When we broke, you said that the man that was in the apartment said something to you. What did he say?
He said to me, he was standing there, he was pointing at
What did
Christine.
he say
Objection,
to
Your
you?
Honor, it's
Mr.
non-responsive.
Morales, what did he say to you?
He said that if I call police, the same thing that happened to Christine will happen to my daughter.
Okay,
right.
just stop right there.
Objection noted, Attorney Stein. Members of the jury, the witness has now testified to hearing a statement of another. Normally, that testimony is known as hearsay and not permitted. There is an exception to that rule when the witness testifies that he or she did something because of what he or she heard. In this particular case, it doesn't matter who uttered the statement or how the speaker gathered that information or whether the statement is truthful or accurate. It matters that someone uttered the words and the witness did something on hearing those words. So in this instance, you may not consider what the witness heard for the truth of the words spoken. You may consider those words only for the reason they are offered, and that is solely for the limited purpose to explain what this witness did upon hearing those words. So now I'll let you continue, Attorney Gavin.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Morales. After the individual said that, what happened next?
He walked out of the apartment.
Okay, now, what at that point, sir, what did you do?
I struggled to get up. I stumbled my way into the front door. I came out onto the door and the deck area.
Okay, hold on for just 1 second.
Attorney Gavin, we haven't connected the effect on the listener. We haven't responded to that.
I'm so sorry.
The effect on the listener, we haven't connected that yet.
Oh, okay. It's going to continue for the next 3 or 4
I understand
days.
that, but we need to, those words, what did he do upon hearing those words, or what was the effect on his conduct?
What, when you heard the words that the man said to you, what effect did it have on you?
It terrified me.
Okay, all right. And then did those words have an effect on you in regard to your conduct the next 2 or 3 days?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I'll represent to you that I'm going to take.
Well, I need to, for the jury, I want to connect it now. Just ask what it was. What was the
Okay.
effect of those words?
Okay. As a consequence of hearing that, what effect did that have on you? Did you call the police?
No, I did not.
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Sustained.
What effect did it have on you?
I was afraid to call the police.
All right, thank you, Attorney.
Thank you.
You make
Okay, thank you. All right. Now, you said the man left, and I believe you testified that you were in the location of the kitchen living room area where my dad is. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen, the jury, what happened next.
Well, I got up. I stumbled my way into the doorway.
Okay, hold on. So you're in the living room area. You went to the doorway area
Yes.
where it says entrance.
Yes.
Okay, what did you do?
I went into the screen door a little bit past the door, and I looked to see where he was going. And I saw him go towards the corner. At the same time, I saw his headlights coming in.
Okay, now let me just
Yeah.
put up Exhibit U, okay? Can you see Exhibit U?
Yes.
All right, I want you to go slow for us. I believe you just indicated that you saw the gentleman going towards the corner, is that correct?
Yes.
Which corner are you referring to?
Towards the corner of Myrtle Ave and West Street.
Okay, so, hold on 1 second. This is 6.5 Myrtle, correct?
Yes.
And you say the corner, this is West Street over here,
Yes.
and that's Myrtle Ave over there,
Correct.
correct? And you said you saw him in the corner area?
Yes.
Okay, and then what did you see next?
Well, I saw headlights that were coming down from Myrtle Ave, slow.
Nice and slow. Was it going from Myrtle Avenue towards West Street?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened? What did you observe next?
Well, I heard the car door open, but the car didn't stop. He only slowed down, and the guy that ran out of my house or the apartment got in the car.
Okay, and where did the car go after that?
He went down West Street.
Okay, let's go nice and slow. The car then went down West Street towards the back of 6.5 Myrtle.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and when were you able to observe that with your own eyes?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then what else did you see?
That's it. He went down West Street. I saw him go down. I saw him coming from Myrtle Ave, turning left onto West Street and going down.
Okay, and did there come a point that you weren't able to see the vehicle
Yes.
after that point? Okay.
Yes.
All right. What'd you do after that?
I went back inside the apartment.
Okay, I want you to go slow. What'd you do when you got back inside the apartment?
I turned around, I closed the door behind me, and I looked into the apartment.
What'd you
And
see?
Christine was right there in front of me, and by the tile area where I said that she got hit. And she was laying on top of a whole bunch of items, clothes, toys, the diaper pail was in that area too. And that little area was where Vanessa used to go and grab things and bring them from all over the apartment. She'll take stuff from the
Your Honor, it's not
hamper.
responsive at
Just
this
what you saw. You can't say what Vanessa did.
Well, Christine was lying on a pile of stuff that was already there. The apartment wasn't that organized. It was just a whole bunch of toys and stuff, and it was blood all over the place.
Okay, all right. So you went back into the apartment, you saw Christine, she was on these items. What did you do next, sir?
This is just 10 minutes, not even, since when I smoked the PCP. I went inside the apartment. I tried to look for Vanessa everywhere. I looked in the rooms. I couldn't find her. The car seat was gone.
All right, hold on one second. What was gone?
The car seat.
What are you referring to?
The Vanessa's car seat.
Okay,
The base that the car seat was hooked into, it was gone with the car seat.
okay. And what did you do next? Just tell us in your own words, what'd you do next?
I started looking for my phone.
Okay,
I found the phone in the little kitchen on the floor. I grabbed it.
let me stop you at this point. Approximately what time in the morning was it at this point?
Probably like somewhere in between.
If you know. You're not sure?
Late night.
Okay. You're not sure of the exact time?
1:50 something. Who
Okay.
knows?
Okay. Was there a bed located in the apartment?
A what?
A bed?
Yes.
Was there a bed? Did you go to the bed?
Yes, I did.
Objection, Your
Okay.
Honor, he's leading at this point again.
Sustained.
What did you do next in regard to being in the apartment?
So once I found the phone, I tried to make a call.
Okay,
It didn't go through.
okay,
I went and I sat on the bed.
okay. And what happened when you were in the bed?
I just dozed off.
All right, okay. I know you didn't have a stopwatch on, but can you tell us approximately how long you dozed off for?
An hour or two.
Okay, all right.
I
Now,
went into PCP zone.
Objection, Your Honor.
okay,
Sustained. We'll
Move to strike, please.
We'll strike the response that says I went into PCP zone.
Okay.
Responsive.
how were you feeling when you awoke from the 1 or 2 hour nap there?
So when the stuck portion of the high subsided, and I started regaining a little bit of control of my senses, so to speak, I got out of the bed, I stood up from the bed, and I walked towards where Christine was at.
Okay, and what'd you do next?
I was looking at it.
Okay. Did you do anything?
Yes. So
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what your next steps were.
So I'm still high. The fan is on. I see a bag. I started taking somewhat. I wanted to call police, but at the same time I kept hearing those words in my head. I grabbed there was a bag on the floor. I grabbed it and I started putting stuff in it.
What kind of bag?
A garbage bag.
Okay. And you said you were putting stuff in it. Do you
Yes.
recall what it was you were putting in it?
Yes.
What was it? Tell the
So
jury.
it was a small white plastic, the regular garbage bags. So I started putting some of the stuff that was on the floor inside a garbage bag.
What stuff was on the floor? You have to tell them what.
The stuff that had blood in it, everything that was the whole mess.
Okay. You just have to be a little bit more specific what you put in
So-
the bag?
Everything that I saw around Christine, I started putting it inside bags.
Okay. And then how many bags did you use to put stuff in?
4, 5 bags.
All right. And what'd you do with the bags?
I put them on the front deck.
Okay. All right, sir. And then after you put them on the front deck, just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened next.
This is early in the morning now. So from when that happened, I dozed stuff for a couple of hours. Then I started doing that. When I came out of that, I saw that I freaked out. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I started putting the items in the bag. I put the bags in the front deck. I come inside. I start putting other stuff. I put it in the front deck. And then around 6 o'clock, around 5:30 in the morning or something like that, early in the morning, all this freaking out got me wanting to smoke a cigarette. So really bad, really bad. But I didn't have no cigarettes.
Okay. All right. And what did you do next?
I was gonna go to the gas station to buy cigarettes.
Can I just inquire? We're about to go into a long videotape.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know we usually break around 4:30. I'll continue, or we can break if that's convenient
No,
for
it's
you.
probably a good time to break because it's clear we will not complete this witness by the end of the day.
Thank you.
So there's no sense getting into a video for 10 minutes, so. All right, so at this point in time, the court does intend to adjourn for the day. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as I always do, I just want to remind you of your obligations under your oath. Again, please abide by those obligations, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that finishes up the entire day. They have another day after this that he goes on the stand and the defense questions him just a little bit longer, and then it goes over to the prosecutor. That one is almost 3 hours. So we're probably not going to start that right now. Like I said earlier, we have Lori Vallow's trial today. I believe they're doing closing arguments. And then Karen Reed's trial is tomorrow. So I'll probably do the final third time for this either later tonight or maybe tomorrow night. But either way, the trial for him is supposed to be wrapping up this week. I think that they'll do closing arguments in the next couple days, and I think we'll have an answer well before Friday. So at least we're slowly catching up with some of it. We didn't get to watch it all, but at least we're watching the main points of it. And I just think he's very guilty. I don't know if he is lying and he's aware he's lying, or if he was just so gone that he was hallucinating or dreamed something. I don't know. But there's a lot of discrepancies, a lot of weird things. So it'll be interesting to see what the state prosecutors do with this, because there's a lot that doesn't make sense. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here for now and get ready for Lori's trial and anything else we have coming up for today. But thank you for watching if you've been on with me, and I will see you soon.